Hey, good morning, family. How you doing this morning? Getting ready for a big day. Got a big day of clients coming up in the afternoon, and I'm going to one of my old friends, Sean. He's graduating today for the university with a master's degree within science. I forgot what field that he was studying. It's been a while. So shout out to you, Sean. Congratulations, man. You finally do it. You're on your way to your doctorate. Shout out to Ish. He's on his way to his doctorate. I'm going to finish my doctorate in due time. And this to let you know that. So I just wanted to start this video off on a positive note. I want to talk to you real quick. No scripture or nothing, but just to talk about the relationship between black men and black women. And it seemed like, and I'm gonna say this, I was a component of negativity towards black women at one point, but after reading the scripture, I had to rebel against that because I was having bad experiences, which I'm not no more. And also, I know a lot of people, a lot of women have bad experiences with black men, so they use Facebook as a component to vent about that. Let me talk about that real quick. When I was having my bad experiences, I don't know if I used Facebook. If I did, I probably, removed the post because one thing about it, when you're in ministry, it's not like you're supposed to be negative about the situation. Every situation has a peaceful solution. So the reason I'm putting this up, and I deleted some people off my Facebook timeline, friends list, which wasn't close friends. They was just people that I would associate with either through fraternity or through business. A lot of women out there and a lot of men out there are bashing black men and black women. And they're saying, oh, black women are this, they got horse hair, that blah, blah, blah. Then I hear a lot of posting of black men ain't nothing. That's why they don't get the respect of the world and this and that. And I'm looking like, okay, this is not every black man and woman. Because first of all, when you have a bad experience, usually it's in the area that you're living with, or maybe you're visiting a certain area that you had the bad experience. For example, I grew up in Philadelphia, PA. Have I had bad experiences with women that's from Philadelphia, PA? Yes. Now, did I grow up in Georgia? No. Did I grow up in Florida? No. Did I grow up in Maryland? No. Did I grow up in Detroit? No. But when I go to these areas, the women treat me nice, kind, and pleasant rather than the native Philadelphia women. Well, not nowadays because, nowadays I'm older, but I'm just saying when I grew up. So if I had a lot of experiences with the women of my area, which so happened to be in my culture, it's unfair to me, and I'm just saying this, I'm not saying I'm having any bad experiences now. It's unfair to me to go out and say that all black women ain't nothing because I've never been to Indiana. I never been to Memphis. No, I have been to Indiana, 2011. I haven't been to Memphis, Tennessee. I haven't been to St. Louis. I haven't been to Las Vegas. I haven't been to Los Angeles, California. I haven't been to Compton. I don't know what the other women are like around this globe. I've been to Mexico. I haven't been to London, England yet. I haven't been to Australia. It is, when we have these bad experiences, we looking at the microcosm of where we're at. And sometimes where we're at, if you having bad experiences, and let's say we're going to say we're in the city, Philadelphia, PA, you're going to look at the men and women in Philadelphia, PA and think that's the whole broad. No. You go to DC, it's plenty of women that's black executives. It's plenty of men that's running their own business. If you go to Maryland, there's plenty of people that's real estate agents. There's plenty of IT people. I know because they're in my business fraternity. You go up Connecticut, it's plenty of people that have organizations and they have real estate up there. That's black men and women. So just because you haven't in your area some unsuccess by dating or whatever, just a small microcosm of ignorance, don't mean the whole broad of all black men and women are bad. It's not. It's not. Like you can always leave your area. That's what I suggest. If you dating like person I'm dating, not from Philly. She's live in Philly, but she's from Seattle, Washington. I've never been to Seattle, Washington. But it's like we mesh well. It doesn't matter. And she's a black woman, but I could have said if I stayed in my area, in my small microcosm of people that's disrespectful, I probably wouldn't gave her a chance because I'm like, oh, you're just a black woman. You're just like this one that I experienced black hair. Or you just like this one. No, you got to go through the nation. And don't let the media fool you, black women or black men. There is plenty of good Israelite people out there. You just got to find them. That's all. Seek and he shall find. Knock and you shall answer. And he shall answer. You know, you got to ask questions. That's the thing I'm saying. And going through some of these Facebook posts, and like I said, I don't do this a lot because it's not a lot of time. But, you know, this happened this morning. I was just trying to blow a little time before I go out into my daily activities. I'm finding that a lot of people are just frustrated about black men and women. And I just don't get it. Like, I know it's only a few people watching, but if you had bad experiences, I know you had some good experiences. Not all experiences is bad. Not all experiences is bad. It's not. So you just gotta watch who you associate with. Like if I'm having a bad experience with a person, not a whole group of women, just a person, I'm gonna say a person. I had some exes, and this is just isolated instances where, you know what, Hazel, you one of those people, you know what I mean? You one, you know, having bad experiences with, but I ain't talking about Hazel. But I had bad experiences with a couple of exes of mine that could have thrown me off of black women totally. But and also you got to take responsibility for who you let in your life. I said, you know, it's not all black women. I chose to date this woman. I chose to entertain this woman. Now, the output was not positive. I blame that on me. It's not on all black women. That's on me. So I blame that right on me. But a lot of people will go and, oh, you know, Tyrone did this and Tyrone did that and he not paying his child support. All black men ain't nothing. I'm like, whoa, well, where you get that at? Your beef is with Tyrone. Your beef is not with me. You know, you cannot fault every black man for the actions of a few, and black men, you cannot fault every black woman for the actions of a few. Like I said, it's plenty of good men and women out there. They just in different places. You know, some of them in Mississippi, some of them in DC, some of them in Jacksonville, Florida. You know, I met plenty, like throughout this nation and throughout my networks, I met plenty of good black men and women. One of my fraternity brothers, his wife was from St. Louis. He was from DC. They got together. They've been married, I want to say 4 or 5 years now. You know, he didn't complain. He probably wasn't having the best of luck with women in this local DC area. He found someone that was outside the area. Sometimes we got to do that. You cannot blame, all these black men. No, it's just the ones, and also it's the ones that you entertain. And you got to look at yourself saying, okay, if I'm entertaining this type of person, what kind of person am I? I had to look at myself like, okay, I keep on attracting, or I keep on trying to talk to this type of girl, but having this outcome. It's not all black women. It was something in me. I had to take personal responsibility for that. So then when I took this personal responsibility and started working on me, not from the outside, which I am doing that too, but from the inside, then I started getting more quality women out there. That's all it is. That's how you get quality. You got to work from the inside. Then you can say, oh, okay, that was on me. That was on me. So let me change up how I'm dating. Let me go date the woman that's appropriate for me. Let me not just look for looks. Let's see what kind of character is built. And you'll find when you take lust out the equation, there is a lot of qualified men and women out there. But lust ain't going to be in the equation. Of course, there's not going to be a lot of 6'7" black men around. Of course, there ain't going to be a lot of busty black chicks around with hourglass shapes. Of course. But the woman with the glasses on that's in the quiet, that's the one that you need to be talking to. The woman that's conservative and not showing the skin, that's the one you need to be talking to. The brother that's about his business. He might not be nerdy, but he just like not for nonsense. He don't have a He don't wear his wealth on his feet, but he got a couple of real estates and stuff like that. Look at the patterns of people. You could tell a person by their fruit. You know what I mean? That's why you can't go off and say all black women and all black men are not this. And then let's be honest. Think about it. Do you see other races of people doing this? You don't. I don't see any white woman on the blogs. Oh, these white men ain't nothing. I'm just making an example. Maybe this is happening, or I don't have enough white men or women in my network, which I do. But what I don't see is them saying, oh, this white woman ain't nothing, or this white man don't get no respect or nothing like that. And don't give me that like, they got the respect, they own stuff. No, God owns everything. God is the one that put them in power. If you look at the Bible, God is the one that will put you in power as well. So I'm not saying that they are the elite. I'm just using that as an example. You don't see that. You don't see an Asian woman like, oh, these Asian men ain't nothing. You don't see that. You don't see an Asian man saying, oh, these Asian women are, no. Sometimes, you might see an Asian man or a white man say they have a preference of dating black women or nothing, but they're not putting down their race of women. But when you see a black man, like say if I had a preference of dating white women, if I had that preference, like me, I dated every race of woman. When I was in college, I was an international business major. So I dated all type of women. I have a black woman. But if I was dating a white woman, I would not put black women down because I know there's plenty of good black women out there. So I'm not going to be like, oh, this is better. This is better than being president of the United States, skinning and grimming and putting down when I know my sister and my mom is a black woman. Then I don't care if your dad wasn't in your life or not. You still have the hierarchy when it comes to God is honor thy father. And a lot of times, a lot of sisters don't. They get mad at their father, so they mad at every black man. Every black man ain't not your father. And there's some wayward mothers out there too that haven't been in their son's life. So their sons is not going to, they might have a beef with their mom, but they're not going to have a beef with all black women. So it's just like, that's another thing, the parent complex. You'll have a beef with all black men because of the absentee of your father. You'll have a beef with all black men because of the treatment of your mother. Let me tell you that's wrong too, and let me tell you why. Because then you put in your mother and father in a godlike complex where they're not supposed to be. Now, you're supposed to honor your mother and father, but they're not supposed to be God in your life. You have to assess that, okay, this is my mother and father. Maybe, I'm just speaking out hypothetical, my father wasn't in my life. Hypothetically, I'm talking about if you was a woman. But that's not every black man. A black man, you might not have a father in your life, but your husband might not saying he's going to take the father role, but he going to love you unconditionally. He may be a black man. You might not have a positive mother in your life, but your wife will be the mother to your kids that your mother wasn't to you. So that's another thing. You got to look at, the God complex you put your parents in. And then you got to say, okay, we need to change the dynamic. There's no reason that black men and women should be having beef. It should be no reason that whites and blacks should be having beef. White and Hispanic should be having beef. Right now, it's all sorts of things that's against you. It's like, well, it's chemical warfare from the foods, the air that you breathe. The enemy, which is Satan, is coming at you every step of the way. So you're going to need more allies than enemies. And trust me, I've made too many enemies. Like, I'm squashing all beefs. Like, I don't want no beefs and I don't want no enemies. I'm a grown man now. So I got to conduct myself as such. But when it comes to black men and women, no, like, recognize the ones who were jerks. Recognize them. Recognize the snakes. Then you stay away from them. If Tyrone or Latoya or whoever is wronging you, then that's either Tyrone or Latoya. And excuse me for the names. I'm not just trying to use urban names. I'm just giving you examples. So if Latoya did me wrong, I'm not going to go to Kiana or Patrice or Hazel like, yo, y'all got nothing because Latoya did me wrong. I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all black like her. That's wrong of me to do that. Like, You know what I mean? If ladies, if Benjamin did you wrong, if Tim did you wrong, you can't go to Mark, John, and Josh and say, oh, since you a black male, Benjamin and Tim did me wrong. What's going to make? No, everybody's different. Everybody's different. And they get mad, and I do distance myself off of Facebook for those who talk that rhetoric, whether they man or woman, because, like I said, do I get frustrated with some women that are black? Yes, I do. I'm not going to lie to you. But I am not going to say all black women. I'm going to be mad or maybe engage with the individual who was causing me that heartache. The individual, i.e., example, Latoya. Latoya is, just being disrespectful. Doing this, doing that to me. I'm not going to take it out on all black women. I'm going to have it, I'm a man. I have a talk with Latoya. What you said was disrespectful. I understand how you feel, but I'm going to disengage from you. That's it. And find another black woman or woman to entertain. One last thing. Let people date who they want. Now, the Bible did say no mixing of the races, so I know what I need to do as a man as far as getting an Israelite woman. But it do not, whatever someone else do, it don't affect you. And I understand you might have a crush or a liking of this person, and that person decides to go to a different shade of person. Let them go. There's plenty of people out there. It's not just like we look at these stars like, women look at Tyrese Gibson, or men probably looking at, what's the lady name that played tennis? I can't get her name out. Serena Williams. Everybody mad that Serena Williams have a white boyfriend. Don't make me never mind. Look, I like Serena Williams. I think she's beautiful. But I never been around Serena Williams. I never inquired to date her or nothing like that. So I'm not in Serena environment. This guy is. So if this guy marries Serena Williams, he's in her environment. I can't get mad. I'll be like, wow, she is bad. She off the market. But I'm not going to get bad at that, because right now it's 20 girls in line to be the next, or not the next, or to exceed Serena Williams right now. Beautiful, gorgeous black women that you have access to right now. But you're mad at this superstar because she has a nice body, riches or whatever, and she married into another race. No, that's what's her destiny. That's not your destiny. You can't get mad at Tyrese Gibson because his wife is a lighter shade. Like I said, she was in the surroundings of Tyrese, and you cannot get mad at him. Oh, he's a sellout and stuff like that. You don't know. You don't know. If you deem them as sellouts, that's fine, but you can't get mad at them because they made a choice. That's their life. That's their choice. If you was in his circumference, maybe, you could have dated him, but we can't get mad at these superstars for making decisions about their lives. We can't. And you can't just say, oh, this is what black men do when they get married, they get on with a white girl. But did you see a lot of the billionaires, the Forbes list, guy from Chester, he played for the Orlando Magic, Jameer Nelson, married a beautiful natural black woman. They got some nonprofits together from Chester, PA. No, his wife is not on display like that. Nobody know he successful. He went to the NBA. I don't know. I haven't followed him. I don't know if he's still playing or not. But he married a black woman. Barack Obama married a black woman. You got to focus on that. But you can't get mad if somebody decide not to marry black. Look, that's them. That's them. I know what the Bible says, so it's no choice for me. But that's them. Like, if they do that, that's their life. They got a God and stuff to answer to, like we got God to answer to. So you cannot get mad at that. So I let it go for too long. I'm about to start my day. But just let it go. If you got beef with the opposite sex that's black, let that go. Because at the end of the day, you haven't met every person that's a representative of that race. All right, peace.